What's up, guys? Welcome back to another action-packed episode here on AC Designs Garage, and today we are going on some uncharted territory. We're going to be doing a metallic fade paint job over the ghost gray that we done last week. If you've never saw the fade, I'm pretty sure Gene Winfield is the one that designed or come up with or whatever the fade, a dark color up to a light color. So we're going to attempt to have some guys asking about doing fade jobs on here, so we're going to attempt it. I haven't tried it yet. These are just my theorems behind it. So we're going to go from a dark, like a gunmetal, up to a bright silver fade. Basically, I'm going to fade about halfway in the middle of the door on there. So let me get you spun around. I'm going to show you what my idea to do is. Like I said, I ain't tried it. You know how I do. I shoot from the hip. If I'm going to mess up, y'all going to see it. So let's spin her around here and show you what we're using. Okie dokie. The theorem is, this is our dark steel. This is the darker colors, kind of like a gunmetal. Then we got the titanium silver, which is a bright white silver. And you know it's going over the good old ghost gray that we done last week, which is a cool color. You can do this over a couple things. You don't want to do this over black or anything because that stuff is very transparent. So you can either do it over a white, which is about too bright, but a primer gray, a light primer gray, or that ghost gray is probably going to be one of your better ones, because like I said, this stuff does not cover, so you want basically to be adding sparklies to whatever color you have, because this stuff's not going to cover that great. So what we're going to do, my theory is, we got the gunmetal and the light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this as gloss black for my darkest point, because it's kind of going to do a three-step fade, but it's, if we can get the look right, I don't know. I've done it with base coat where you fade up and thin the paint and just make a, you don't want a noticeable transition is probably what I'm trying to say. So the bottom half down there is going to be the darkest part. Then the middle half is going to be like your gunmetal part. And the upper half should be kind of your silver. We're going to try to go back and forth and blend. But the black on the bottom is going to help it, because we're probably just going to go to the body line with the black. So the black on the bottom is just going to help it darken up quicker without having to put too much material. That's another trick to this spray paint stuff, guys. You want the least amount of material on here, because that's the less it's got to dry and the less time it takes. Like I said before, probably the best way to do this. Now, this is how I have to do it. Hadn't had any trouble with it. But like, I'm going to paint all this in one day. I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to show you my dry times and everything, and I'm going to shoot the clear on. It'll bite into it because it's green. But the only problem that you kind of run into, and I hadn't had any trouble with it, we got one sitting out there for 9 months now that still looks good. Rustoleum on the bottom, the enamel, is going to dry a lot slower than that 2K does. That 2K will dry on top of that enamel and underneath still be soft, because you got to be careful with it. So what you can do is you can do all your color, your enamel work, paint job, whatever you want to call. Let it sit for 5-6 days or so till it hardens up pretty decent. And then come back 600 wetted. It'll cut any orange peel you got out of the base color, and that'll make your clear lay down better. But, cut it down to 600 in about a week and shoot your clear on it. Then you can cut and buff it in a day or two. If you don't have time like me, you shoot your color down, then you drill that clear on it right after it tacks up. So that's what we're going to do today, because if I didn't do that, I couldn't get 1 or 2 videos a week out to you guys. Let's get out here and get this thing sanded real quick, and then we'll start on the fun stuff. All right, we're using our old standby, just some water, and we'll drizzle in a bunch of Dawn. Like I said before, make sure you put your water in first, so it ain't all sudsies up. You kind of want it just slimy. We're gonna drop our 600 in, and our old standby motor guard block. Like I said, we'll link all this stuff below, and our 3M squeegee. We'll just let that soak for about 10 minutes, and get me a little Scotch shop rag and put in there to help drizzle over this, and we'll get her sanded real quick and we'll be ready. All right, that's been soaking for a few minutes. Just gonna take a rag and get us a wash off in case there's anything, critters or grit or anything you don't want to get under your sandpaper and scratch the mess out of it. So I'll give her a quick wash off. If I ever get me a booth built, guys, I want to do some base clear stuff for you guys, like beginner base clear, not super high end stuff. So we're not gonna hog down on this. We're just gonna cross hatch it, sand everything at an angle. It's already flat because we cut and buffed it last week. We're just trying to get a tooth on there for the next color to stick to. So we're not, like I said, we're not trying to shape it. We're not trying to do any of that. I usually go over this stuff about 3 times. Make sure there ain't no glossy spots left. It's a lot easier when there ain't no peel or nothing on it. We might have to take it off the block to get up in here. We'll just roll it up on this edge. You don't want to cut through on this. We'll have to come back with some gray. If you get a black place on it, like you sand through and there's a black line here, that most of the time that metallic will not cover it. You'll just have a black line with metallic in it. So just remember that. This stuff being so transparent, you can't just spray it over it and hope to cover it. It'll take a bunch of coats to do it. Alright, we're going to rinse off our sludge here. The reason I still, even on this, we're just scuffing it, I like to use the block so you don't get finger lines in it, because you'll get these lines like this and it'll mess your body work up. So I always use a block unless you just got to get in a little tight crevasse here that you can't get to. But these softer, this motor guard block, it tends to get in there real good. Don't dry sand it. Make sure it stays good and wet with that that Dawn or whatever you put car wash. Just make sure you ain't using anything with wax in it, like a car wash with wax in it, because it will give you troubles when you start to paint. Now, if it was this wet sand and buffing it, it ain't that big a deal. But if you're gonna recoat like we're fixing to, you definitely don't want no wax in it. Now up here at the top, we'll have to do this by hand. So, I'm gonna get this little crevasse down here. Now, if you're just doing black or something, you try not to cut through. You don't want to get different layers exposed, but if you was doing black or something, it wouldn't be as big a deal. Also, guys, if you want to scoop up one of these rad Death for Electric t-shirts, the AC Design the Garage hats, hand pinstripe by me sunglasses, or the world famous Shakemaster 4000, make sure you head on over to www.acdesignsgarage.com. And also, if you saw the other day's video about all the devastation in Texas and now New Mexico, I think, I mean, floods everywhere, we're putting links down in the description box below if y'all want to donate to reputable places. Then we're gonna send some money up there too off some of our merch sales and stuff like that. So if you want to help out with all them guys, first off, you need to pray for them. Second off, if you want to help them, you can afford to, there'll be links down below. So they'd appreciate it, we'd appreciate it. Y'all just slime off so we can dry it and make sure we got everything. You don't have to get a lot, you just want to make sure it's flat looking, there's no shiny spots. I'm gonna take it off the block and get down in the door, recess thing here. And we'll get down in this crevasse here on the upper part. Make sure you get right in. Make sure you get in this little tight crevasse right here, this little break in here, because anywhere there's shiny is where it's not going to stick it good. Try not to cut through too bad. There may be a couple places because I'm in a hurry. get things done. And do this top section up here. Be careful on your hard edges if you're worried about them. Just put you a little bit of tape over them. I'm gonna lightly just rub over the top of these peaks. Like I said, if it cuts through, we'll blow a little gray on it. No problemo. Now I'm gonna get into these crevasses without one. Keep your fingers real tight together like that. We'll wash over this whole thing real quick, real lightly. Yeah, that don't work. Just use the block like I said. I need to listen to my own instructions. Alright, now we're going to wipe it off and dry her off. I will say that 3M block works pretty good, but these little, this foam on this motor guard block, it works really good. The squeegee too, because it'll get down in there. Right, we're gonna let that dry a little bit and come back to her. All right, notice it's good and flat and ain't no sheen to it like it was. You can't see no reflections. That's how you want it right there. Just where she'll bite into that sand scratch real good. We're gonna come back over here. If you see a little spot like this, it's black where you cut through. We're gonna use our base color right there. Just blow a little on it. And there's a little spot right here. I may sand it, try to feather that back, a little boo-boo on there, but yeah, we'll just come on just any places like that's water right there, I think. Any place like that, if there's any little nick places like this, we'll just blow some of this smoke gray on it. We're gonna give her a wipe off with the old spray way glass cleaner like we always do, just to make sure we got any sludge or any fungi off of it, because cleanliness is next to godliness, people, so make sure she clean. The cleaner the better. This stuff here is the greatest stuff in the world. Don't have no ammonia or nothing like that in it, so we're gonna suds her up and wipe her off real quick like. That way it'll take any fungus among us or sludge or anything like that off of it. Any other painting ideas, drop down in the comments, because that's where most of these jobs are coming from, is stuff y'all ask for, and they've been great ideas. All right, I already shook this up on the old Shake Master, so number 4 is what we always do. I like these 5-way cans, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna blow a little color up on this. Make sure you clear your tip. That's all you need. You just need color over it. And that should be good right there. I don't see any more cut through places. We'll let that tack a little bit and then we'll start on the funsy stuff. Yeah, this was a pretty color, guys. I really like it. A little light for what I consider smoke gray to be a little darker, kind of like the new F-150s and Toyotas and stuff is a little darker, but it is a pretty color. Like my buddy Jerry says, it looks like primer or clear on it, but it's growing on me. Yeah, if you guys have ever seen the old Shake Master 4000, we'll even link one of these. This is the, I call it the one-handed sawzall here, or reciprocating saw. The old AC logo in the back. Buddy Andrew helped me design this one. Did a good job on it. This thing works great, and we'll show you shaking some of this stuff, because this is the only way I can get these metallics all shook up. All Alright guys, show you how easy old Shakemaster 4000 is. It's got a nice stainless band. All this stuff is heavy duty, either stainless steel or full welded 16 gauge sheet metal. So it's made to last for you to hand it over to your great grandkids. Unless you run over with a bulldozer. Then you might still be able to use it, I don't know. So you just put that thing down there, snug her down real good, get her good and tight so she ain't shooting out of there. But the good thing is, if you don't get it tight enough, this little lip, I've had them run out and it'll catch it. But yeah, they say to shake this stuff 3 to 5 minutes. If you got one of these, you don't have to. This thing does 3,000 strokes a minute, and that'll pretty much shake it 5 minutes in like half a second or so. So it's very easy to use, especially one of these, one-handed. But if you're a child like me of the 80s and you grew up watching John Rambo, I mean, it's hard not to do this. It's hard to contain yourself from just going. That thing is almost shaking, but I'm gonna show you how simple this thing is. It's special to one-handed guys. I will say these, I used to use the one with the cord. It vibrates you all to pieces, but these here, you can just crank it like that. This ease, it's got a variable speed. I mean, you can just drink. I mean, it's just a one-handed operation, guys, and that thing is all shook up. Woo! I know I've been saying it, guys, but it is hot. The humidity's way up today. Temperature's not. It's only like 90 in here, but the humidity, I mean, like, I'm like soaking wet sweat now. It's hot. So we're gonna take the old black over there, and I'll take you with me. Like I said, I like to use the old number 4 because it's a fan pattern. And when I start doing my major stuff, you need to wear a respirator the whole time, guys. I'm gonna put one on, but I'm just gonna explain what I'm gonna do with my fade here on this bottom. When we do the rest, I'll put my respirator on, but I just want to show you this. We're gonna start at the bottom down here. And it's an old can. I might have to go get a new one. Tip's kind of clogged on this. We go grab a newer one. That's another tip, guys. I keep forgetting to tell y'all, and I keep thinking about it. I need to soak this tip in some mineral spirit. Go grab another now stash over here. Sure would be nice. Rustoleum would send me some stuff. But this is all paid for. Stuff's not cheap. All right, here's a new can of black. I'm gonna shake it same way in the Shakemaster. You guys ain't gotta see that. I'll show you on the other ones. All right, as I was saying about the new cans, when these things start getting down low a little bit, they don't spray, you know, they start losing propellant and stuff. So if you're doing a good job, keep you a bunch of good cans. If they get down to about 1/4 of a can or so, you can use them on something else. But I wouldn't use them. When they start, you know, you'll start seeing the fan pattern go down and stuff. I just put them to the side. That's what I do, and use them on smaller projects. But when you're painting your doors and stuff like that, make sure you got them pretty much high horsepowered up here. That fan's a whole lot better now. So we're gonna go to about right here, I think. It's just, we're just winging it here. And the bottom we're gonna want good and covered up to that body line, basically. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to tilt the can down like this and spray from this angle, kind of like that. I may show it that way because we don't want any overspray blowing up any higher than it has to. So I want the fade line about right here. So I'm going to hold it right here like this. And we can just and that's what we're going to keep it at. I think that's good enough. All right, we're going to let that tack. And what that's going to do is that's going to let our dark stuff be darker, because basically what it's going to be, it's going to be dark, and then it's going to go to the gunmetal, then go up. We may bring it on down. We'll just see. If we have to, we can bring some of that gray back if we need to, and we can, we may do that. I may come back and blow some of that gray over this top fog up here just to tame it down. You can come back and forth if you mess up. Just try not to put too much material on there. So we're going to, let's go grab the old ghost gray and do a little quick touch up, because you want these lines good and straight. And I may turn this on to 1. I think 1's the, we'll test it out on our board over here. Let's see, that's got a lot of overspray. What's 3? Ooh, I like 3. Okay. 3, we're gonna come up here at the top. Because you're really not gonna see this stuff, guys. Oh yeah, that's what we're looking for there. A nice subtle, these are undertones. All right, nice subtle fade down like that. Calm that line down a little bit. There we go. That looks more better. All right. And remember, we'll clean our tips out. We got old chip core brush and some lacquer thinner. Just clean the tips out good. All right, let me grab a respirator real quick. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the titanium silver, which is the lightest color. We're gonna go from the top down because I'd rather blend up with that darker metallic up onto the silver instead of the light on top. All right, that should be good. So we're gonna go from the top down to that black line is what we're gonna do with this. And you'll see how this stuff don't cover, and this stuff gets all in the air and everything. That's why we're putting the respirator on. So we're gonna go from the top up here with the titanium, and we're gonna bring it all the way down to about this line right here. Just basically, we're gonna cover that gray up here. We're not gonna go down on that black because we want that to stay dark, so the darker color will show up. So here we go. Respirator on. Ooh, that's pretty. That looks good over that gray. Get the trigger pulled so it don't build up and spit and all that stuff. We'll come down here to where the gray stops. And that's about it. We're gonna let it tack. We're gonna get this covered. Probably one more coat of the silver. I'm gonna show you how flaky this stuff is. Sometimes the camera don't show it up. Look at that, blah, blah, blah. Stuff looks good. Covers that ghost gray really nice. If you want to know what kind of undertone to use, do that. So we're gonna let this tack just probably 5 minutes or so. Come back with another color, and then we'll go to dark color. Then we may go back and forth on the blend line. We just kind of want to soften up. That's why I wanted to give this area here that we can soften it up so it don't really notice it. It just kind of blends the best it can. All right, guys, it's been about 10 minutes or so. We're gonna come back. I'm not gonna go below this line here. We're just gonna try to keep it. We'll probably do 2 coats, be the second coat, then we'll do a drop coat just to arrange all the metal flakes. So we'll leave it at that. All right, respirator up. Now the wind gonna start blowing in my face. Seriously? Yeah. We got to rotate this thing. I will say on these cans here also, it's just some learning curve stuff you got to do. You need to make sure when you're pulling these things, you're pulling full trigger, because you see that blob on the end of that thing. I got me a rag in my pocket, and I just well, you can't see it. I just wipe the tip off like that every now and then, but keep it full pulled all the time. And when you come off on these, spray across and let off and pull the trigger and then come back, because if you pull the trigger in here, it can cause runs. Also, it might spit that big old blob of junk on there. So all right, here we go. All right, now we're gonna wipe the can off. All right, now we're gonna wipe the tip back off. I'm gonna let that tack for a few minutes, and we're gonna come back and do our control coat, or whatever you want to call it, drop coat. Kind of takes a little of the blotchy out of it, and we're just gonna come back. I was about 5 inches off of it, but now we're gonna come back and just kind of do a couple different angles. We'll be about probably 8 inches, 8 to 10 inches back. Just do a control coat. Then we'll come down there to our dark color, and we may have to come back and blend. We'll just see what happens. All right, guys, I'm gonna come over here and check real quick. Up in here, around that edge. All right, she's tacky. This stuff dries pretty quick. So now we're gonna do our drop coat. Like I said, you're gonna see me. I'm gonna go back at angles and just try to get every angle so it don't get the stripe. Basically, you're gonna eliminate your stripes. Some people call it control coat. We call it drop coat. That's what I call it. But go back and forth like that right there. Just probably 10 inches off of it, and we'll go to the dark color, and hopefully that'll be it. We may have to do some touch up. Mask on. Wipe the tip off. Alrighty. Now we're not worried about a sheen. If you're not putting clear on it, this is where you're probably gonna have a little trouble, because it almost looks flat looking, because it's just basically dry spray is what it is. But it has the look. Look at that, blah 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 blah. Look at that metallic, son. What y'all know? No blotchiness. Looks good in silver. So I may do a little bit along that top edge up there. Let's kind of get this area here, because this is going to be the most visible. All right, that's good enough. Now we're going to go to the, what is that stuff called? Make sure you wipe the tip off. I keep my rag down here in my pocket, and I just reach this can down here and just wipe it off. It cleans that tip off. So now we're going from titanium silver to dark steel. So we got to put this mug up in the Shakemaster 4000 one last time before we go to the clear and get her all shook up. Y'all have to go back to some of the older stuff. I did a funny little video and challenged my buddy Kevin Tates to it, and I made butter in this thing. I actually took heavy cream in a jar and made my own butter. You can make butter with this stuff. Good stuff too. It's real good. The butter was great. Need to add just a little more salt to it. But yeah, if you want to make your own homemade butter and you're not shaking paint, I mean, buy the Butter Maker 4000 if you want to call it that. I don't care. These things work great for all kinds of stuff. But this is what they're made for. Good as snuff, not as dusty. So, let's see how this works out. So, still got my rag down there on my hip. So we're gonna start on the bottom. So basically what I'm gonna do is we're gonna cover this down here all the way up to right here. I'm gonna keep it pretty tight to this because I want my blend area up here. So we're gonna get it coverage, you know, right there on the line. So you're gonna see how dark it is and how transparent this stuff. But that fade coming back with that smoke gray on there and just kind of fogging that line off, man, that looks good. And you, like I said, you can come back and forth. If you get a weird boo-boo in it or something that just don't look right, come back, blow your little gray. It's got weight in between it. Come back, blow your silver on it, and then come back, fix it. This is the fun stuff here because you can fix it. It's more artistic stuff, more what I enjoy. Alrighty. I may have to bring the silver down a little further. I'm thinking I ain't gonna have enough blend room. So we're gonna let this tack down here over the black. I may have brought the black up too high. Maybe I should have stopped where I was thinking. I should have stopped right there on that break. So we'll let it tack and come back with the silver. I may bring it on down to here. That way it's not a drastic of a fade there. But yep, that's one coat. So we're gonna blend her in. All right, let's go out here and try to drop this line down a little bit. Let's see how dry it is. Yeah, all right. Oh man, that's doing a good blend. I guess that's how we're going. It's not too bad. There we go. All right, we're gonna let that tack right there and come back again. All right, guys, I'm not liking the way it looks up there as high as it is. So that's why I'll tell you, I'll show you how it goes. I ain't gonna fix it, make it look good, and you know, it's trial and error on this thing. So I'm gonna come back with the smoke gray from about here, and I'm gonna bring it down to about right in this area here or something and fade it down. The black was a little too prominent. Maybe if we'd have had a little darker gray than this, if I had a darker one, it would have been a better option. So don't do the black. I think Dale Jr.'s dynoing again today. So here we go. But yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, you can come back and fix this. It's the cool thing about it. I may leave that really dark fade about halfway down. I don't know. We'll just see. So all we're gonna do is cover up that black area and just kind of angle it down, leave the very tip of it down there black. All right, now make sure it's kind of even. Yeah, I wouldn't even use the black, guys. All right, we're gonna let that tack. We're gonna come back, repair it with the silver, and then do the dark color. Get it, Dale. All right, I'm gonna stop. Pow. Alright guys, see which way the wind's blowing. Have to rotate this thing, I think. We're gonna go from here down. We're gonna do our 2 coats and a drop coat again just to get it all silver. You learn new things. It's all experiments, guys. So that's why I say I always do a spray out. Basically that's what this is. Because you don't want to mess up a whole car. Mess up a door, we can fix it. So anyhow, hex on the black, don't do that. Maybe a darker gray, but don't do the black. Alright, here we go. Alright guys, after a lot of trial and error, let me show you where we're at. By the end of this video, it's not going to be rad, but you know, we're just trial and erroring right now. So we got her back to silver all the way down. I left it a little dark on the bottom, but I went through my stash and I found another color. It's like the trifecta here. I think this is going to be, my dog is mad because I'm down here. This is going to be the ultimate. So this is what we're going to do. This is going to be the ultimate blend right here. And we'll list all these. So, soft flat iron. Now this is a flat, it don't matter. We're going to clear over top of it. We're just using it as a base coat. Soft flat iron's your darkest. We'll go to dark steel, then we'll go to titanium silver. So we're going to be about this big on the bottom, go to that, blend, blend, blend. So I think it's time to go ahead and jump up to the old dark steel metallic. And I try not to overdo because I'm about out of that lighter silver. So we'll start down here at the bottom. Make sure if you got a body line like that, you kind of angle down on it. Now, when we get on up as we blend, we're going to go faster across this. Alright, we're going to let that tack off a little bit. You got to be careful because I got a line here where I aimed it too low. We'll get back with the spray here and just kind of fade it. Alright, we're going to let that tack. Then we'll come back with the silver maybe and do a little blend more. This is harder than it looks. This is pretty tough to do. So I'm going to start up top and blend that back down with the silver, and I think the top will be good. So that's what we're going to try to get. Alright, we're going to go across this and try this blend down on this. Get rid of that. Yeah, that stupid thing's spit on there. Oh, problem is start running out. You get these little spit blobs on here. You get a rag. You gotta be careful. Barely touch these, you can get them out. These bad ones anyway. There we go. It looks a little better. Make sure it's good and even. We are about out. I hope I ain't let the go to the store and get more, and I'm not wanting to do that. So, right in the boo-boo. So, we'll come back with this. I think we got our top blend about where we want it. You can't see it from back here too drastically. That roll right there, you gotta make sure you get, because it'll be lighter because it lands on it. So that's basically where we're going. It's not bad. I mean, this is spray paint, guys. That's not bad at all. We're going to get back about 2 foot. Yeah, we're going to stop right there. All right, now time to go in here for the old metallic soft, flat soft iron, which is a flat, but it ain't going to matter. And we're going to dust this stuff here because it is pretty heavy. So we go back about 2 foot. The very bottom we're going to want dark. Just kind of dust it like that. Don't get no higher than that. All right. We'll let that tack a little bit. That's what it looks like. Then we'll blend it in a little bit more with the other color. It's kind of like if you get one color that it's like powerful, just screaming at you, just lay a little bit of the other color over top. Kind of tone it down, get rid of its attitude a little bit. And that's basically all I'm doing. I'm chasing this thing till it gets a nice blend. I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm kind of impressed with this now that we come up with this. It's faded. It's not perfect, but it's spray paint, guys. And it's got a nice fade. When we put the clear on it, it'll pop a little better. But it goes from dark up to super bright. It's not bad, I don't think. What y'all guys think? If you don't like it, tell me. I'm just experimenting, trying stuff. This is like pushing the limits of spray paint, because this is a whole lot easier. And it ain't even easy with a spray gun, but you can do it with candies and stuff a whole lot easier, because the way they stack up and get dark, gradually darker and darker and darker. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It almost it's supposed to look like a shadow line, like it's shadowed down there, but it's not. So what y'all think? I think I'm gonna go off that very bottom down there. I'm gonna darken the bottom up really dark and come up, but yes sir, don't look bad. I ain't touching that top because I ain't got no more of that silver, and I ain't going to the store. So let's grab the old flat soft iron again, darken the bottom. I know Chip Foose used to do this, even not much of a fade, but on his silvers he would tint the base with black a little bit on the bottom. If the car looked too thick, if you tint this down here and shadow it, it makes it look like it fades and rolls under. It's just a little trick that he always done. Very bottom's gonna be totally this color. Then we back up to about 2 foot. I'm gonna say that's pretty good. I'm gonna go back and get just a little bit more of the other color. I hate I took y'all through all them mess ups and stuff, but you know, that's how we learn. Because what I'm gonna do up here is I'm not getting nowhere near that silver up there. I'm basically gonna haze this over this body line so it's a true dark steel up here. And then just kind of blend it in. Stop. Airplane. Drop back about 2 foot. You can do a little blendy blend. Okay. We stopping. Okay. Alrighty. So here's our color palette. So we'll know. I know for future reference. Flat soft iron, dark steel, and titanium silver, and the base coat. So that's all the colors it takes to do what I just done. So now I'm gonna let this tack a little bit, and I'm gonna mix up the old 2K, and we're gonna put a can of clear on it, and we're gonna be done. And I hope she still looks pretty. It don't look bad, actually. It's a fair fade. It's not. Wish I had just a little more silver I could run over it, but it's not bad. I don't think, guys. What do you think? I mean, it does what it's supposed to. Some people love them, some people hates it. I kind of dig it. It's going to change a lot when I put it may look a little drastic when I put the clear on. We'll see. Spray Max Clear. What you do is you take the little thing off the top, put it on this little thing on the bottom. Like this right here. Set it on your table and just go kapow. And once you do that, that's open. We're gonna put it in the old Shake Master 4000 and give her proper shakeage here. And that will mix it up. 2K hardener, good UV stable, cuts and buffs like butter. We're gonna go put it on our fade door. And right now I think it looks pretty good. Me and Daddy was out there looking at it, and I like it. I was getting a little worried when I shot the black. It was too much, but I didn't know I had this that soft iron. That soft iron's what done it. I could have done the soft iron like I done the black, then come back down. It'd probably been even a better fade, but man, did it turn out good. So let's give this about 6,000 shakes here. We'll do about 2 minutes, make sure she shook up good. All right, she shook. Definitely, guys, you're gonna want your respirator on. You need long sleeves and everything on, but it's so hot. It's either it's gonna absorb in my skin, or I'm gonna have a heat stroke out here because it's done hit about 95 in here, and it's over that out there. So I am gonna use a respirator. I'll put some gloves on for you guys, but that's about it. You just have to make your own decisions on it. I say wear all the safety stuff, but if you could be if you had a garage or something you was inside and had a fan blowing and stuff to where it wasn't 10,000 degrees and sweat just pouring off of you, good gravy, is hot. But this for you guys. I'm doing it for you because I have no other reason to be down here in this heat. So gloves on. And I'll link this respirator too, because these are made for inorganic vapors and stuff like that you use for, you don't want to use a dust mask. That don't do it. This stuff has charcoal filters in it. Takes all the bad stuff out of it. So these things have adjustable tips. They come out of the can usually when they're long ways like this. They spray like a regular paint gun, or you can rotate it and you can spray like this right here. I always spray like a regular paint gun because that's what I'm used to. So let's go out here and make this thing shiny. All right. We're going to do a 75% overlap. Basically, if it was as wide as this right here, we're going to drop down a quarter. Only a quarter is going to be not covered, so we're going to drop down, drop down, drop down. So it's going to be 75% overlap. Mask up. Get it a medium wet coat. All right, coat one down. Make sure I got it good coated. A little bit more right there. Yeah, do not do that. I got my thumb. That's why I don't wear these dumb gloves. Heck with these things. You get your thumb over top of them things, and it causes it to spit. Yeah. All right, guys. Been about 10 minutes. 5-10 minutes in this heat. This stuff's ready to coat again. You just come back over here and check on the back side. If it's kind of sticky like us, but it ain't coming off on your finger, that's when you're ready. Here we go. I'm about 5 inches off of it, guys. 75% overlap. About that fast. We'll probably put 4 coats because I don't know if I'm going to cut and buff it or not. I ain't sure yet. It's got a little haze smoky to it. You see it in there, just don't worry about it, it'll go away. We're going to run back over it one more time. This stuff don't put that much out, so we want a good medium wet coat. On our second coat. Alright. Last coat here. Man, that thing's looking sharp, I think. That's it, guys. All right, there's one of the reasons I like to, when I go down and come back up, if we would have just went down and stopped and let it tack and then come back, we'd only got half the door. Coming back up, we got up enough and it was still wet up there that it blended in. That's 1 can. That's about what I like to do per door or per area that big. So if you want to know how much it takes to do a car, basically take that door that's 40 some inches long, 40 inches square probably, and figure out a car. It would take to do a, like say the bedside on a short bed Chevrolet, it would be 2 of them doors. So 2 cans on the bedside, 4 cans, probably 5, 6, probably 7 cans to do the bed head, tailgate, both bedsides on a pickup truck. I'll show you how the 2K can works. You can go back. I'd appreciate if you go back and watch the video where I cut these open, but yeah, here it is. So this is how the old 2K spray can works. This is the one we just shot out there. It's got the little button on the bottom. When you push this button up, it pushes that open. It's got a little plastic thing down in it. And what it does is the catalyst is in here and it busts this lid open and it comes out and it mixes together. I always wondered how it was, but I did do a video earlier this week, so if you want to go check it out, I'd appreciate it. Yeah, pretty cool stuff, guys. But yeah, this door turned out better than I thought. I was getting a little concerned when we done the black because it was getting a little wonky looking, but here's one final look. 3 good old heavy coats of clear. If we decide to next week, let me know down in the comments if you want to see it cut and buffed. Check that out. It looks like a natural shadow. Does that not look cool? I mean, that's spray cans. That's hard to do, guys. Well, I thought it was. If you do what I did, you'll have this result. But check that fade out. Whew. Looking sharp, boy. I think Gene would be proud of me. Really cool colors. Those colors are meant to be together. Yeah, you can come down real close here and it just looks like a natural shadow coming down through there. Woo! Looking killer. Got nice flake in there. That was big back in the 80s when we was going to the hot rod, street rod shows when I was younger. So I think we pulled it off, guys. It looks pretty dead gone good, I will say. It was a challenge. That's probably one of the hardest spray paint jobs I've tried to do because there's just no room for error in there. Like I said, here's your color combos, guys. Your base color smoke gray, your bottom soft iron, dark steel, and titanium silver. That's your 3 colors, and blend from the bottom up or the top down, whichever one you want to do. But man, just looking out there upon that thing, I'd like to paint something like that. See how that roll highlights and stuff just look killer. All right, guys, I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me during my boo-boos, but I do like to show you how to fix them. Man, I can't stop looking at that thing. Looks sweet. Anyway, appreciate y'all hanging out. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Got any more ideas, please drop them below in the comments, because this was one of you guys' ideas. This wasn't mine. Y'all wanted to see a fade job, so that's the best I could do. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope it helps you out on what you want to do. I will say a car would be tough. Not that you can't do it, but a car would be tough. I would start on something like a Izetta or something very small, Volkswagen. A motorcycle would look pretty rad like it. If you did that fade up on like a Sportster tank and then laid some yellow and orange flames on top with some blue striping, whew, that'd be pretty tough looking. We may do that someday. I don't know. Also, guys, remember to pray for the people down in Texas with the floods. I think New Mexico just had a big old flood. We had some over in eastern North Carolina, western North Carolina still recovering, guys. So there's a lot to pray for. Pray for these guys. Like I said, links down in below where you can donate to the Texas flood. I think Samaritan's Purse, and if you donate any super chat, super thanks, whatever them super things are, all that money goes straight to, we're going to send them to the people in Texas down there, and we're going to send some stuff up to western North Carolina. So we appreciate all y'all's support. And remember, guys, be kind to one another. Jesus loves you, so do we. God bless. We gone.